The Quran's inheritance laws in Surah 4 prescribe fixed fractions for heirs. These fractions add up to more or less than 100%, which is a mathematical contradiction. Islamic scholars had to invent al-awl and al-rad to get away with these errors. Al-awl redistributes the shares proportionately when the total exceeds 100%. And al-rad redistributes excess inheritance when the total is more than 100%. But these methods are nothing more than human-made fixes. These are just human-made methods. And the only thing Muslims can do here is to insist on these methods. They say it's found by Islamic scholars, great authorities, and used for a long time, like 1400 years. But these claims aren't valid because we cannot just assume that these are rough estimates. If someone gives a wrong mathematical statement, you cannot just assume that it must mean something else. They can be just wrong, right? If someone makes a mathematical mistake while calculating how to share a cake, it doesn't necessarily mean they meant something else. We will recalculate because we won't throw away the cake just because someone made a mathematical mistake, right? But that doesn't change the fact that the person made a mathematical mistake. Verses are so specific and there's nothing in here to imply something like a rough estimates, like approximate rates. Nothing like that here. For example, when a man dies leaving only his mother, who receives 1/3, but if he has siblings, her share reduces to 1/6. Or when a person dies without children and has only a sister, she inherits 1/2. But if there are two sisters, they inherit 2/3. It is not possible to look at these verses and say that these are just rough estimates. There is nothing in the verses that imply something like that. In this kind of precision, it is clear that the rates are meant to be literal and they have to add up to 1. The only reason people insist on claiming that these are general rules is not to accept that these are contradictory verses and the Quran is man-made. These methods are just found to get away with the errors. And it doesn't matter how long these methods are used. People in the 7th century lacked the critical thinking tools we have today. People who introduced the methods may be authorities on Islam, but that doesn't change anything. That doesn't mean they are capable on evaluating errors objectively. It is only natural for a person like that try to rationalize any error they come up with, they face. The method doesn't exist because it is acceptable to use. No, the method exists because those people wouldn't accept that there's an error. So saying that there is a method to explain this, so there is no error, is complete circular logic. Because the method exists because of the belief that there wouldn't be an error. And then the method is used to prove that there is no error. The method exists because people wouldn't believe that there is an error. And then you try to use the existence of that method to prove that there is no error. It is pure circular logic.